Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 along with Tevye Smoker, as today we'll be talking on a very interesting topic.
Yep. What are we going to do with our boy John?
Yep, and it's very interesting as to who actually does this article, and to those who actually saw the thumbnail, it's got to do with CBR.
Surprisingly.
Yes, it is. And good to see you, Lord. Glad you can make it.
Hey, Lord.
Hope there are others here that are able to make it as well. Feel free to share the link out and to invite others into the live stream.
Yep.
And I must admit, even though CBR, actually, one thing I did with this article is I also had a bit of a look in regards to the person who is like working with CBR. Mm-hmm. And if you look through their website, he looks like very, best way to put it is sort of like fresh blood or a fresh face to their website. And you know what? Good job. It's nice to see someone else join their team. So credit where it's due.
Cynical over your jerk.
Yeah. And hey, if there was ever an opportunity to invite him to a live stream, I'd love to do that too.
Same.
Because it would be nice to also talk to him about the article.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd be able to sort of like bounce off each other and see what else we could come up with. And share what things that we might actually enjoy in comics and things that we haven't enjoyed in comics.
Yep.
So should we get started on sharing this article?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, then. All right. And
did DC make a mistake with changing the team too soon? Answer that question. Yes, they did make a mistake. I will always say that the day I die.
Yep.
And you have a mistake. You can tell your boy and you got tweeted by a madman to away my mother, abandoned by the bullshit, put them in space, and put them in the time and volcano, but it comes in again. Yeah, that could turn on someone's psyche and put someone in mental ward. No shit, you ate him out too soon, a bad idea. What's the problem? Okay, went over.
I totally agree. Yes, DC did make a mistake into turning John Samuel Kent into a teenager. So, as we can see here, the creator is called Dinesh Leonage. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but this went out about 7 days ago. And this is what he has.
I did that 2 years ago.
Yeah. So this is what he has to share on the issue, and it's nice to see someone else that has finally come to somewhat what the Super Sons readers have been saying from the beginning since Bendis ruined
Bendis ate him of a crack. Yeah.
So
Bendis caught his mess, and the deal caught his mess as well. Both of them are the mastermind around his madness. and no one refused to undo the damage. They want to keep doing this crap. Doubling down.
Yep.
You know what they do.
So let's start to get a little bit further into the article. John Kent is learning what it means to be the new Superman. But what
He's not Superman.
did DC
Superboy.
lose? I know, I agree. He's Superboy. But this is how he puts it in the article.
Yep.
Forcing John Kent to grow up too fast. That happened, I don't know, under Brian Michael Bendis.
Yep.
There's a new super in town, and his name is John Kent, the son of Kal-El and Lois Lane. Making this is the first time that Superman's own flesh and blood has stepped into the iconic role. Well, are you
Hey, not entirely true. That part's
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Because
I think
the original was Connor Kent had to become Superman and he was a clone.
Yep.
You know, he's not as his blood. He's a clone of Superman. So it technically counts.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think he would have been a better role for being the Superman whilst Clark Kent was away.
I agree. Like, I've been saying for years Connor Kent and Superman because we got Injustice 2 showed it in a prequel comic. Yes, I know Injustice 2 prequel comic. That's still got the only with Tom Taylor.
Yep.
Which is kind of odd because it was in that story now that we made sense to Connor become Superman. Why is Tom Taylor reading that book, but instead of giving us crap? That's what I don't understand. I don't get it. When you write for the episode of the meeting, and you write for the see, John, boy John, that book, and in the see, before then, the see, I'm not sure, John McCready.
Well, if you want to put it bluntly, Tom Taylor killed the John Samuel Kent that was in the pregnant Lois Lane in the Injustice universe. So that makes Tom Taylor baby killer of early John Samuel Kent. Put that blunt.
Yep.
All right, did you hear what I said before?
No, what did you say?
Okay. In regards to the Injustice universe, and I'm sure you brought up about Connor being in that universe too.
Yep.
Well, if you also think about it, Tom Taylor also murdered the young John Samuel Kent, who was in the pregnant Lois Lane.
True. But remember, this was before John Kent even existed, and this was about 2013. I think that's when Deadpool Blue Guy started. So this is before our boy ever existed.
Yeah. So where do we get to? Superman's flesh and blood. Okay, we
got like if you remember the Deceased comic, the prequel comic holds the world end.
Yeah.
Right? Deceased 1 and Deceased 2 showed our boy going around and it was with his father. Well, not his father, but Deceased 2 he got to be a great hero like his father.
Yeah.
I don't get it. When Taylor with Deceased 2 was amazing. All 3 books are fantastic. Next on Killer also great well.
Yeah.
But in the main you write them crap. I don't understand.
That's that's because he's starting to carry over a trope that he's not abandoning.
Yeah.
And that's
sad.
That's very clear. So when John was introduced in Superman, Lois and Clark, Volume 1, he was a 10-year-old boy learning to control his powers. At the same time, he had...
knowing that his father was Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's not entirely true. Because Lois and Clark, I think he was around like 9 or 8.
Yeah.
I could be wrong with that.
But it wasn't a Volume 1, though. It was it was a one-off volume.
Technically, it's from Convergence.
Yeah.
which is a two issue tie-in series. That is fantastic. And surprise, it's so great, and we got they got awesome waterpark series, which I do want to try.
This sounds like it's speaking about. I think it's either the Dan Jurgens one, Superman, Lois and Clark.
Yep.
If I remember, but that was a volume all on its own. It wasn't a volume one at all. It was just considered a one-off volume or one-off story.
It was called Road to Rebirth. Well, actually, no. It was called Superman, Lois and Clark first. Road to Rebirth came out after that book ended.
Yeah. So there are some slight errors to the article, but considering that he's a new writer to CBR, I'm gonna let him get away with it. But should he ever get to listen to this live stream, hey, I've had similar issues with a lot of the beginning of my review. So in that, I understand.
Yep.
So he goes on to moving forward to the Superman Man of Steel
Volume 2, Issue 5.
Yeah.
Oh, doing a Bendis crap, isn't it?
Again, this was not a another one volume series.
Technically, yeah, that's true. But since I don't remember, Man of Steel only had two miniseries. The first Man of Steel was written in the 80s by John Byrne.
Yeah.
And the second one was Bendis.
Yeah.
It's crap.
I agree. The Bendis one is crap. And there's a couple of things that are slightly missed here, but I'm not too worried about it. Where John traveled through space with his time displaced. Now, this is sort of like addressing the beginning of it. But a lot of this actually took place, right? The beginning of it started in, say, issues 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And then finally 6th, which we got to see the rest.
6th with the found in the coffin.
Yeah.
5 was garbage, but 6 was worse. Actually, 6 I think was just the ending.
Yep.
And this got destroyed with garbage. Why?
I know, it's terrible. And he points out in this parallel reality ruled by the crime syndicate.
Wait, can you go off a sec? No, go up a little more. Yeah, but John Childish sped with the time of Joel when the ship fell to a black hole. Grandpa Grandson was separated, and John ended up in Earth 3. Oh yeah, I forgot the black hole. That did happen. They forgot another thing they forgot.
Now,
was a planet in space. What the fuck? The woman in the army would never ban their own son or flesh and blood to with a madman. Like the woman in the army would never do that to their own son. Like what the?
I know. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Like, what the?
And
I end up overusing something.
I understand the frustration. It ticked me off too. In fact, I ended up stopped collecting the Brian Michael Bendis Superman and Action Comics for a couple of episodes.
Action Comics was crap. No, I got you. Action Comics did amazing, but when Bendis took over Superman Action Comics, that's where everything fell apart to bullshit. With issue 6. Wait. No, Action Comics issue 1 is where I got mad. Issue 6, Superman, that broke me. But we'll get to that later. Yeah. In this parallel ruled by the crime syndicate, John was imprisoned in a volcano for 7 years. And after being tortured by a madman and tortured for years, and left alone at the end of Earth because it was mother abandoning him, it looks so. Tell him you eat more before I blow a gasket.
Yeah, when he escaped and returned home, he discovered a glitch in space and time that only 3 weeks had passed in Earth Prime. error there. You know what it is?
What?
It was Jor-El who had opened it up to bring John in, right? He didn't discover it. John did not discover it.
Yeah, the Jor-El saved
It
the
was-
John from Superwoman.
Yeah.
Or the evil Rose Lane from Earth 3. Which, that made no sense, because right now, the question is they got killed off at the end of Darkseid War. But apparently, in Bennett bullshit, they're alive again in that book. But they're never getting young Justice in the Young Justice story because they're dead, and we have new Syndicate, Young Justice Syndicate.
Yep.
But that makes no sense. But I don't know are dead in that book, but they're alive. But it doesn't make sense. So, what the fuck? What the...
Yep. Because it was Jor-El that managed to get it to be reopened. He managed to pull this supposed John Samuel Kent out from this universe, to which we could easily believe might not be our John.
Yeah, the imposter. A fake.
Mm-hmm. And it was almost said John had never gone, but now he was a young adult. While this opened up intriguing possibilities, it came off with a trade-off. By and large,
a trade-off, you say? Now you believe us. I don't believe it was ever a trade-off. It was a whole idea.
Superman debut, by and large, is aimed at the books are aimed at kids in Superman 1948 when Action Comics issue 1, and 1961 we got the Fantastic Four issue 1. Like he's trying to set up a comparison there.
Yeah.
And today the conversation is a little bit different. By the end of the 20th century, writers such as Alan Moore, Frank Miller, Neil Gaiman, Art Spiegelman proved that comics were a worthy medium to tell stories of serious consideration.
I feel like they forgot someone. Did they forget legendary Batman writer Daniel O'Neill? I feel like they forgot someone important. He had to help the comic evolve as well.
Yep.
And where's Dan Jurgen? Where's Eddie Tomasi? Wait. Tomasi didn't work with DC until the Age events.
Yeah. If they're also referring to sort of like the early years as well, they are also forgetting Bob Kane and Bill Finger.
Yep, them too.
Yep, because
the Bob Kane was an asshole, so I won't go with him. But I
without Bill Finger,
the Schusters.
Yeah, Siegel and Schuster. Yeah,
Siegel and Schuster. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, they're just as important too. Totally agree. Ever since
them too. Yeah.
Ever since DC and Marvel have taken characters once created for the amusement of children and given them adult responsibilities, yet in both camps, most protagonists
are adults. Few, if any, are children. That's not entirely true, because Marvel had Power Pack. Well, I say that they had Power Pack, but in Power Pack they went away. We haven't heard of that team in years. Yes, I know they're adults now. Well, some are adults now. Some are still kids. I think. Okay, I haven't had Power Pack a long time, so I know that team. But they were kids in the past. I don't know the adult. You get my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both. Yeah, were we? Yeah.
Yeah.
When DC aged John Kane as a teenager, they lost one of the few heroes in that loss who happened to be a kid. You think? No shit, Sherlock.
But that wasn't the biggest loss incurred. One of the biggest outcomes of the DC Rebirth event was turning Superman into a family man. In fact, I think that was the best thing they ever did.
It was the best thing we had in a very long time. This book saved Superman because New 52 was crap. I'm sorry I depended on New 52, but that book was a bad idea. It made no sense. New 52 was a crap the fuck. None of I know what they're doing. I know Greg Pak he tried. He really did try bad. All know I tried to do New 52, but they all failed miserably. Grant Morrison, look, I respect Grant Morrison as a writer, always had it. It's Action Comics. It made no sense. Trying to be Grant Morrison Action Comics just drives you crazy. It drives you insane. But if you want to have its own separate story away from New 52, it's actually not a bad story. It's actually a very good story. Confusing, but at least it made sort of sense. But after Grant Morrison left Action Comics in New 52, it went down to shit.
Yep.
So,
So parental superheroes aren't uncommon, but Superman and Lois Lane would probably do a better job as parents than most. And they actually proved that. Furthermore, Superman Volume 4 proved that a superhero could have a family, save the world, and succeed in both ventures. Now, this is speaking of the Tomasi run as well as the Jurgens. And of what I've read of both, I absolutely love the Tomasi, and I really enjoy the Jurgens. And I want to get more of the Jurgens.
I love Tomasi. They both did Superman great.
Yeah.
Both of them did an excellent job.
Yeah. The adventures were fun. So was seeing the most powerful superhero and the smartest investigative journalist raise a child.
Yep.
And here we got an absolutely...
I love that picture.
Yep, it is one...
That picture is my thumbnail. See?
Yes, it is.
That's my favorite acting image of all Superman period. Because you see John Lois and Clark being a great family, but it all seemed very the kitty.
Yeah.
You can remember John seeing the cat by accident, but Superman knew, but he didn't scold his son and no, it was an accident, and he expected it to be his son. That's why I love Superman being a father. And it's driving crazy Marvel to do it with Spidey. Like, I don't get Marvel. You have Spider-Man not to remember bullshit, right? But Superman ought to be a family man at the work. Marvel, it's time you take you out of your bullshit agenda of bullshit. No, you moron. It works better with Superman and with Spidey. Stop being picking. Stop being moron. Let Spider-Man be a family man, Dan. Let him be a father. The clock is ticking. Tick-tock. You can't tick bullshit anymore. I can do a title land with that bullshit.
Yes, I believe you. Through the eyes of a young John, readers witnessed new dimensions of both Superman and Lois. Writer-artist team Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason delivered a take on Superman that felt wholesome but never corny. They are forgetting Dan Jurgens because Dan Jurgens did play an important part in the Road to Rebirth stuff. And that stuff was just as great as well.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Dan Jurgens and Tomasi both did action job. They both did Superman justice. It's a reason they already came to Superman Reborn. Superman Reborn was one of the best Superman cartoons we had in the past decade. That story was badass. Like, hold that, bud.
Okay.
Yep, it is.
Yep.
Like one of the best crossover story we had in a very long time. That our boy John saved his family. He did the Command Man in the story.
Yep.
Yep.
This was no small feat. Writing Superman
if it wasn't
is
for Dan
tough.
Jurgens, Tomasi, Patrick Gleason, and Doug Mahnke, we would not be here today.
Agreed.
Yep. Also, Jorge Jimenez, him too.
Yes. He had some incredible, fantastic art. This is no small feat. Writing Superman is tough. And that, I would believe, is quite accurate for some writers of the character. For others,
True.
it might be a breeze. He's powerful. He's
True, but
good.
as I said one more time, it's not the character's fault. Right?
Yeah.
Better. Superman is not a hard character. It's not that hard to write a good character.
Yep. He has no flaws, but Warner Brothers has struggled to make a Superman movie as good as the 1978 version. I agree with that one because the Christopher Reeve one is iconic in its own right.
Yeah.
It's the one that sort of sets the bar.
Superhero genre.
Yeah. I think 78 does a better job than Batman 89.
I think both of them actually do a great job for different reasons.
Like,
Batman 89 brought the cable scene and the big screen. Same as Superman.
Yeah. Because done incorrectly, Superman can be dull. Additionally, child protagonists can trip up even good writers. It's hard to nail the voice.
They're not entirely wrong about that. Child protagonist are not easy to write. I can't write a kid protagonist in my life. I love Batman on Spider-Man, but more because I put my frustration, my rage more on Superior Spider-Man. So I had Betty, after my story, had Betty Peter Parker. Well, actually more like Spider-Man Parker, and put in the Spider 29, and my mod all team out to fight Betty Superior Spider-Man and kick his ass. That's Super Man letter. Well,
I'm laughing at the Superboy man writer.
Yeah, indeed.
All right. It is hard to nail the voice of the character of a 10-year-old boy with Superman's powers without making it cringeworthy. As long as Tomasi and Gleason wrote him, it was good. Absolutely.
And Dan Jurgens.
Yep.
And Dan Jurgens.
Yep. So.
And Hoyer.
Yep.
In 2018. In 2018, the writer Brian Michael Bennett took over Superman, which was a mistake. Bennett did a stellar job reimagining and modern Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man comics. They're not wrong about that. In fact, if you put Ultimate Spider-Man, I could get that book in the audience. Yeah. Ta-da.
Yep.
Like, Ultimate Spider-Man, in my opinion, I think is one of the best books that Bennett wrote at the period for the past decade. That book, reimagined Spider-Man, did a great job. However, one thing I've done maybe that book, the alternate universe, alternate actually different universe, one of the main universe. That's what made Ultimate Spider-Man special. It was a separate universe, a different continuity, a different Spider-Man, a different story. That's what made the book work. If you put in the main universe, that's when it all falls apart.
Yes.
So get that rid of. Continue.
He also is the co-creator of Miles Morales. Nobody can write teenagers as well as Bendis.
10 years ago.
No, I slightly disagree there.
I disagree. Because when you run away.
When you read Miles Morales, I must admit I did not like the first couple of issues.
Yeah, the first volume was.
If anything, I think Bendis writes better older characters than teenage characters. That's just my personal thoughts.
Yeah. Personally, I think he wrote a good Spider-Man or a good Daredevil. And if you read the story, that's why a good Daredevil, a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi. Okay, we'll just go to Shang-Chi is one of the kids. I don't know anything about it because I only know about the movie. So I got Shang-Chi with this kid from this story.
Yeah.
And Moon Knight, this story, actually, Moon Knight, one of the kids I'm still confused about. This story with Moon Knight, it's interesting. It's a good story, but kind of confusing.
I will say one thing. I did manage to get a hold of the Brian Michael Bendis Moon Knight. And understanding the character that he also somewhat goes through multiple personalities. I think the way, even though I've had a bit of a breeze through the collected trade, I feel it actually fits the character.
Yeah.
Because in the character, it has the Avengers show up in it as well, and one of the people with the Avengers is also Wolverine. And it just feels like it works. We've got no problem with the character's Jewish, because we do know that the main character is actually Jewish. And I just feel like it works for this particular character. If anything, it almost feels like the story flows 10 times better than his Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah. Even at the old Spider-Man comic, he said, okay, our guy is a sick man, right? He's having multiple personality disorder. To the point that none of it is real, none of it is real. We're all a part of him. Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, me, Moon Knight, we're all the same person. We're all him, and now you wonder with the history of Spider-Man Protector to create another persona. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't know what for big actually this story deal with the Kingpin and Moon Knight go undercover for learning. Now you're probably but tell you, Rowan's Hawkeye. Doesn't make sense. Well, here's the thing. Yes, Rowan is Hawkeye in the main universe, but in the open universe, Moon Knight became learned in the Kingpin. Spoiled, that did not end well. And battery. Really battery. And he gets shot in the head.
Yep.
So, yeah, that went for misery. Oops.
And, okay, as we continue, until John returned to Earth as a 17-year-old in Superman Volume 5, Issue 8.
Issue 6.
Yep.
Issue 6 he returned to Earth. 7 flashback stories.
Yes, it was Issue 6.
Yeah.
One sense that Bendis struggled to write John. He did.
Gee, it's almost like the guy can't lay out there at the series right. It's only waited John Kent and then a crap doing awful fan fiction. Which we'll get to that later when we talk about the prison with their critics themselves.
Yep. It might be easy to criticize Bendis if he aged up John because it made it easier for him to write. However, he deserves some leeway. I disagree.
Whoa! Shit! Leeway my ass! He caught this mess and refused to undo the damage! Fuck that! I got bullshit on that, Kabir. That makes no fucking sense. Leeway? No! I'm not calling you leeway, no. He caught this mess. He caught the disaster. Now you gotta fix it. But you refused to fix it! Oh, wait, he got a Superman anymore, so I can't But he caught the fire, that's the deal. Then you and Bendis caught the disaster, and they refused to answer their mistakes. Then the deal is gone, so I can't blame him either. Shit!
Yep.
Who can I blame?
Yep. And he goes on to saying, a teenage John offers more story opportunities, romantic relationships, more morally ambiguous issues. Sorry, but you can do those things again with Connor Kent. You don't have to do it with John.
Connor is right there. You don't need to eat up John. That's bullshit, well. Fuck that. Are you high? Matt Green said, more included issues. But no problem. Are you fucking kidding me? Super Son can do that to Omega. John Bumpity kidding me, though. He Bumpity after he was a future Batman. Oh, an evil Batman, evil Tim Drake, who tried to kill him from the future and tried to do Terminator style and kill John Kent as a 10-year-old boy.
Yep.
So, giant mission. Although John didn't fight a giant planet in the multiverse. Then Quacko. Wait, no, not Quacko. Quacko was the wizard. You got this. I think that's the name. I forget. You're right. Enjoying the Planet of the Cape story.
Yeah.
A great story, by the way. That's not at all.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too is I remember Brian Michael Bendis also saying that he also liked Connor Kent.
Yeah.
On his Twitter feed. More so than John. So again, it should have been Connor Kent, not John Samuel Kent.
Yeah. If he wanted to like Connor Kent, actually, fine. But here's the trivia, Bennett. If you want to go to John and Ross, here's the fun. Why have John and Ross go out to go to between someone else? You didn't need him at the white be at the end doing the space with a madman, Mr. Oz, and Joel. Which made no sense with Mr. Oz should not be in this timeline. He should go at the end of the artifact. At the end of the artifact, Dr. Manhattan took away to go somewhere. But we know the way he went. My assumption is Dr. Manhattan took him back to his timeline. That's what I would have assumed. But no. We didn't get that. We got bullshit answer that made no fucking sense. And Man of Steel. And then the Mason book did not give an answer, and then it went stupid. But then you declare logo czar? Since when? When Mr. Oz declared logo czar? It no sense. No.
Yes, it's absolutely crazy, ain't it?
I'm going to need a pillow.
So, a lot of this is just not needed.
Yeah.
Right? They could have used Connor Kent. They didn't have to use John.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to create a new romantic relationship for Connor, that could have been done.
Have called DJ Nakamura. Have him be the love interest. I don't care. I didn't have an obligation. I want to go away. If you want to have a new love interest or call me bisexual or gay,
yep,
fine. I will accept that. We had to be funny, and then you got Tim Dre and Connor be like boyfriend. But you love Tim Dre bisexual.
Yep. And
I love Robin. Why can't you choose like Damon Wayne?
Oh, by the way, I watched a really good little video last night too, which I might have to share in the comment section. I'll take care of it after we've gone through this article. Okay. And I must admit, it was a really good video because I loved the name that they gave to this particular Superman.
Yeah.
That we've presently got now.
He's not Superman at all. He's Superboy. Oh, but that didn't get into Con Kent return. But Con Kent return made 10 young justice. Like, I don't get the energy to Con Kent Justin, our boy John Justin. That show, but by the way, watch season 4. See what amazing it's your family doing in MNC. You'll be happy.
All right. As a boy, John's story potential might have been limited. I disagree, but
I disagree with you. That's bullshit.
Superman,
my ass.
Yeah, but as Superman and Lois mourn the lost years of watching their son grow up, readers too are deprived of seeing what that might have been like.
Gee, it's almost like Adrian John with a bad idea.
Yep. And
the biggest draw might be the end of the Super Sons.
Yep.
Which, again, that part I agree. Destroying the Super Sons with a horrible idea. You destroyed the main team of crap.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Oh, why? And those who happen to follow my Twitter as well, I am sort of preparing a small Super Sons project, which will actually go on the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude side of things. So stay tuned for that. It's not finished yet, but I'm working on getting things together, and I think you'll enjoy the video when it comes out. Yeah. So
I still need to do my review of Super Sons. This is a project I've been dying to review for a while, but I've been so busy with Rash running without really finding uploading right now, so it's going to do a lot of project. I don't blame man. Twitter is a minefield of cesspool bullshit.
Perhaps the biggest blow might be the end of the
Yeah,
Super
and the
Sons.
Super
Since
Sons.
Superman and Batman are best friends, it's natural for their children to mirror their father's relationship. John Kent and Damian Wayne made an unlikely pairing, but despite their constant bickering, the two became firm friends. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
But now,
and it's adorable.
John is a teen and Damian is still a kid. Will they ever regain their former dynamic?
Answer: no, they won't. Look, Tomasi tried. He tried better that one shot, that Spectre moment, which, again, that Spectre moment was good because it was the last good Super Saiyan book we have with Teenage John Kent. You know, I'm not considering an imposter, but fuck it. He wrote a great Super Saiyan story. Like, even with the cards he was dealt with, he tried his damn best to bring about Super Saiyans.
Yes,
Did he succeed? Yes, I think he did succeed, but the problem is that we never got a chance to see more of the dynamic grow and do it naturally. Yeah. However, one thing Tomasi didn't know, he was made fun of Bendis in awful decision with the story.
He did. Not only Bendis's, but also Taylor. Yeah. Hey, look at this.
And I quote, I feel like part of you is stolen from me. There's something that you do, for me too. Being a man, kiddo. But don't get to know what's going on. Yep. Like, I'm a dwarf because she's right, because it's not fair. Your boy was stolen from you. Like, is it Johnny crazy? It's not fair. Well, I guess keep trying to bark out that your father and I missed watching you grow up in 10 to 18. Sorry to me, but I just mother if you're a part you stolen from me. With that part true. Like, this dialogue with your Tomasi, you got to George and John, actually, it's like us the readers.
All right, we've got Michael Brent here as well as Lord, still contributing in the text. Did you hear that night that they're going to do a crossover, another crossover DC multiverse event?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's about the closest. Then we've got Nightwing, Tom Taylor's crossover. Tom Taylor's is bad, and he laughs out loud. And we've got Michael Brent back again. First the Justice League die, and now Marvel's treating Spider-Man like crap. Yes.
Here's the thing. I'll give Justice League credit over Marvel Spider-Man, but Justice League depth, every that was built up. That was built up in Justice League Incarnate. So, Robert, you knew what you were doing. That story, I give it credit because I actually like that story. It was a bad story. Yes, the devil might be acting with a bluff. But everything made sense with the Justice Incarnate story because they were building up Justice Incarnate. And when Justice Incarnate ended, they needed help. So they got the Justice League to help them, but it wasn't enough. And the way they died, Pryor did not kill them. No. I have a fear about that. My fear is that dropping on another Earth, similar to what happened to Billy Allen. So they're not dead. Funny how he made 2 1 bad at the same time. Oh yeah, Taylor. Actually, no.
Yes.
Is Nightwing crossover? Here's the thing. The Nightwing book I think were good. The flashback with the old boy John, that was the best in the kind of that madness. Every that story with at the end of that flashback. What did I get that story? That story from Angel. I want that flashback more. Give me that flashback of our boy John Antonio Boy with Nightwing and Batman. Give me that story. The other story was amazing. I want that story more, but no. We don't get that. We get the 18 young head for bullshit wins.
Well, let's finish
up this article. Let's clap. Because they're Jay Nakamura is bullshit.
Well, let's finish off this article. Let's finish off this article so we can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And get to where we're actually taking this live stream. And in the grand scheme, it might be a minor squibble over the Superman Son of Kal-El series, but Johnny's shaping up to be a wonderful Superman in his own right. Disagree.
Bullshit. I disagree completely. Like,
But
I'm
one
sorry.
cannot help.
Action Comics is showing Clark to be a better Superman because he is Superman. He find a plant to save his people. And he's fighting there. And chicken out of it with the ability. And he's kicking Mongo's ass. And saving the day. That is Superman right there. The only good Superman to read Action Comics. I got Big Train John, one of the best stories I read in the past decade. It's a great Superman story. Like, don't read a better Superman story? Read Action Comics by Barry Kane John in. He does Superman 10 times better than Taylor does.
Yep.
It's
But
but
one cannot help wondering what was lost in exchange. So he's reiterating something that he also said earlier in the article. DC could have held off aging John Kent into a teenager so soon after his introduction. And this goes to show that CBR are proving that the Super Sons readers were actually right on this issue, even though this one new creator does in turn work for CBR now. At least they could have done it in a manner that didn't shortchange his character. And that's the key thing. It has actually shortchanged his character. It did. And this is a little bit about, this is some of the articles that this creator has done.
The Batman.
Yep. So he's also got his own website, which you can go check that out, called The Snarky Quill.
What does the website say about John? Is there more information about the website itself?
All right. No, that's.
Oh, no, not the article. I meant his website.
Oh, his website. As for his own website, it says he keeps it very separate, so out of what this normally is.
So what? So
it's pretty much his own.
There's no blog.
Yeah. To which he does, and you know what? That's really good, and I hope he continues to get more views on his main blog. Now,
Super Sen taught me to love comic books. The age that taught me to hate comics. I agree with one of them later.
Hey, good to see you, Wannabe Writer.
Hi, Comic Boom.
Hey, good to see you, Comic Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me, seeing that we've finished covering this, there was actually something from guess who? Not that one. I know I shared it here. There it is. And a big thanks to the Wannabe Writer, because I actually watched this last night. Get to the right one. Here we go.
Damn it! I meant to put the chat on my avatar, not yours.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Here we go. And that's Wannabe Writers video on what Bendis did. And what he does is he calls it Bendis Boy. Nice. To this John Samuel Kent that we're seeing. He calls it Bendis Boy. And it's very interesting on what he's got to share. And I also thank him for subbing to the channel. So now it's time to move on to the next thing. Because if it's one thing that this article doesn't do, it doesn't provide like their own way of how they would solve the problem. And this is where this article comes in. Now,
can't you sound like John Samuel Kent and Tim Drake?
Yep. So I will go to the original article after we're finished going for the Bleeding Fool. And I think this is a very relevant question. And of course, we also know that there's a bit of controversy in regards to Tim Drake as well. And here we've got something addressing, well, both characters. And to get started, when I make reference to keeping things colorful, I mean it because even language and thoughts can be deemed offensive by these days standards. And this is an article from myself, but it's been posted being posted by the main creator of this website onto this, with a little bit of editing as well done on it, which I'm not worried about. But yes, before you decide to go wet yourself with outrage sauce, I am on the autism spectrum.
I'm on the autism spectrum. So in this article, I'm going to be on how DC got demonstrated and be loved.
Yeah. So the first character I'll start off with is Tim Drake, aka Batman's sidekick. I must admit, he was a character I was a bit hesitant to like at first because of some controversy between him and Damian Wayne. Yes, I remember that horrible one. Drake, care of Bendis. Yeah. That was ugly and disgusting. And totally dishonoring the character. And there was a mix of real comic book readers along with the fake comic book readers who also disliked one over the other. And it was hard to get invested. So not knowing who were the legit and who were the real, in other words. Those who are sort of like comics in name only compared to those who like and love comics, not only in name, but also actions only.
Yep.
So
when you say that, it didn't want to help when back to reading comics again. I enjoy really seeing Batman have a loose end of his own, to which he must have been responded with his own fucking blood. It was no different than the same love he showed to three of his son before, including Tim Drake. Yep. As I returned back to comics, one comic one that I would recommend to me by people who enjoy Tim Drake's character was Chuck Dixon's Chuck Dixon's run?
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, the Chuck Dixon Robin. Yeah. So when I had the time and money, I made sure to grab that Robin run in the collected trade paperback volume, seeing the character go from his early beginnings with Batman to where the run ended, which led me to collect the Red Robin runs, which had 4 volumes to it, or consisted of 4 volumes. I know I'm still missing some other Robin volumes centered on Tim Drake's character, but I absolutely enjoyed everything I read and developed a deeper respect for the character. Even a period when Damian Wayne was a pain in the butt to Tim. Actually, that occurred in the Red Robin run, to be blunt about it. And that was really good. That was really good. I liked that. As you can see there's just a bit of a scene from one of the comics. When it came to reading Batman and Robin Eternal, I had seen so much build-up of the character. It led me to follow him into Detective Comics Rebirth, which was written by James Tynion IV. After Tim had left the title, he then appeared in the Brian Michael Bendis run.
Young Justice.
Yep, including Tim, and he later reappeared when it was being written by Tynion again, and he also showed up in the Peter J. Tomasi
comics.
Yep, which I really enjoyed. But in Future State, I found the fall of Tim Drake to be atrocious.
Oh yeah, that book. Fuck me, I forgot that Future State book happened.
Yep, it was called Robin Eternal. It had 2 issues to it. It was terrible. It was a lazy idea.
It was an awful story.
Yeah. And they really didn't need to do that to Tim Drake. as I felt, DC Comics had literally run out of ideas to him. That's when one not so bright creator must have said,
must have said, let's make executed a teen queer eye of a straight guy. While disregarding all the LGBTQ characters in DC Comics who were far better than and could have been even more potent.
Yep.
Gee, it's only like DJ know what the fuck they do by hacks. That part did understand.
Yep. And in my perspective, Tim was slaved marked with the LGBTQ group colors and made him into a badly written stereotype of that with zero organic setup. The retcon was forced on the audience who were just expected to accept this or be destroyed. Whilst many fake comic geeks mixed with the real comic readers who had followed the history of Tim Drake claimed they liked the idea,
others saw doing that Ford comes in the Court of X. I agree. Yep. It was forced. They both Tim Drake at the original with 70 of a crap.
Mm-hmm. And even some members of the LGBT community disliked the change too, feeling it could lead to persecution of the community once again, demonstrating how DC Comics as well as Marvel were doing a disservice to them by pandering them during Pride Month.
That is true.
How to fix Tim Drake.
Looking at things that have been previously established in DC Universe, including multiverse, it could be partly restored with Tim Drake, who was straight and still in low with the brand, and to keep the current bisexual Tim Drake. DC can make it so both he and boyfriend. Who? Who Gerald? I know what it is.
Gerard is the one that was in that small comic run.
You mean Urban Legends?
Yep.
But no. I think the guy backwards. The guy's name not Gerald. But go up a sec. I can go up. Hang on. Let me read that dialogue.
Like even this character too has been retconned.
Yeah, he had. He was already Tim Drake's friend.
Oh, it's Bernard. Bernard, that's right.
Yeah, Bernard, not Gennard. I think they got that mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one made no sense. The
publisher would need to show the audience which multiverse they are originally from, therefore making more sense to the audience without losing their readership. So
this could keep both long-time participant comic fans happy, as well as those of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
I hate that picture.
So moving into John Samuel Kent, the
one
that we dislike the most. Yeah. But it still happened. So setting it up for two characters, it's really good because you already know that there's a public response in regards to that. So ever since Super Sons came onto the scene, I enjoyed everything that I had read about the Superboy and Damian Wayne pairing. And once again, it followed the same pattern as Batman, where we got to see Superman being a great dad to his son,
John Samuel Kent.
I
thought both Dan Jurgen and Peter Dimasi at the helm, Sumanto, to my doing some Super Sons run. It was amazing. Yep.
The storytelling
was the light in darkness for me at the time, and easy but undercover. Those comics helped me out of my depressing time of going through Jenner's runs. Me too. Those runs saved me and the BS from Marvel. Well, Marvel was destroying my biggest Spider-Man. Tomasi and Dan Jurgen gave me everything what people for Superman out there was ran and my boy John. Super Sons gave me the best Spider-Man book I read in a decade. And I'm in serious here as the best Spider-Man Parker I love Tomasi's Superman one, and I love Aquaman by Dan Jurgens. And Super Sons, better than a decade. This book would have made it a decade sort of crap.
Yep. So moving on to the next bit. Did you want to read it?
You read it.
Okay, but then Brian Michael Bendis came onto the scene, taking over both Superman titles. I followed his bastardized Man of Steel run along with his Action Comics and Superman until the eventually aged up version of what was called John Samuel Kent. Nothing could fix this terrible.
That's that Man of Steel one.
How terribly the character was written. It felt like a soulless copy of John Kent to me. Sure, there were some interesting ideas during his run. Ideas
are all horrible.
Yeah. But I will give Bendis credit for that. So for some of his ideas, not for all of them executed. But
well, my thing was garbage. Like, fuck, if anybody want to work, if anybody it was crap.
But many readers dislike
the new so-called John Kent, including myself.
Yeah.
Myself included.
And Destructive Didio did nothing to fix it.
Well,
after the torch was passed on to Philip Kennedy Johnson, who was quite attentive to Super Sons readers, it appeared that he too didn't like what Bendis had done to John Samuel Kent. Although he was unable to de-age the character.
Why? Why would you want to de-age him? That's what I don't get.
Quite likely connected to the contract, if I were to guess. So he did a brilliant job in at least making him feel likable during his runs in both Superman and Action Comics. To those who argue the idea of John Samuel Kent is a fresh idea, I disagree. The earliest Son of Superman was seen in a dream in 1967. Sure, the character's name might not have been John Samuel Kent, but the earliest idea of him having a son was back in Superman 197.
Wait, go up. Wait, go up. Should the character's name might not have been John Samuel Kent, but the early idea of Superman having a son was back in Superman 97 from February 1967.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. This is a story, right?
So this is a picture of the cover.
Called it a beautiful. I ain't gonna do that. Called a beautiful memory to your mom, son. She'll never be forgotten as long as the memory of Superman Perry is alive.
And this is Superman and Superboy, and see, he's wearing his trunks.
The great master at the depth of Lord's reign.
I will say one thing. Check this out. This is actually worth the read. This is gold class storytelling. Considering when it was written, it's better than Brian Michael Bendis. So later on
1999, actual story called Son of Superman, the character called John Samuel Kent. Only later appeared on Salvage canon when they were born conversions. Yeah, I read that actual story, the Son of Superman. It actually was actually an ancient story. Now, was it good? It was an ancient actual story.
Yep. So when I finally read through Convergence, the storytelling of the birth of John Samuel Kent by Dan Jurgens, I was in awe.
Same. As a veteran, I was in awe, but I'm really happy.
Yep. As a veteran in the comics industry, Jurgens' run led to many amazing stories, especially in Rebirth, and along with Peter J. Tomasi, you could tell that their stories bounced off each other. And that is something that both of these creators really do fantastic. You can see that their ideas do bounce off each other. Their stories can sometimes work in tandem. And this is also good for continuity.
Yep.
All right. Jumping forward to the present, where we now have Tom Taylor.
So-called Jonathan Kent. When again, some liking it, others disliking it. Me, I'm unhated.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Including the usual amount of fake comic readers and actual comic readers. Moving into the next thing, pink kryptonite addictions. Would you like to read some of this?
Yeah. To those who have read of the Superman, I would understand that certain kryptonite has a different effect on them. One particular kryptonite that affected Superman in the past and Supergirl 79 by P. David was pink kryptonite turned him gay. Until some kryptonite took him out to drug and stupid kryptonite. Huh?
And this is a bit of an image connected to it. Can I tell you how smashing you look in that bow tie, Jimmy? And this is showing the storyline.
That's funny.
Now,
by keeping... You continue.
By keeping Jay Nakamura as an undiscovered villain in the present Son of Kal-El run, you notice that I don't call it Superman? It could work wonders for Tom Taylor's run. Along even making his John Samuel Kent from another multiverse would also work wonders as well. Because you could make this John Kent addicted to pink kryptonite whilst keeping the real Super Sunday original John Samuel Kent before Bendis aged him up.
Yeah.
And stuck out there somewhere in the multiverse where both Damian and Clark could go on an adventure looking for him. So therefore, even though DC wanted to do a Superman and Robin one shot, okay, let's turn this into a small series. But with the real Superman and the real Robin, like it could even be 6 to 12 issues long.
Yep.
And here we've got Damian Wayne under the supervision of Superman, who is also called Clark Kent, on Earth. But like what I shared with Tim, the same could be applied to the present John Samuel Kent. And both could have memories that are shared throughout the multiverse, to which the character even recalls certain conversations with Damian Wayne. Now, the fact that this came up had to do with something with what Comic Boom actually shared on his channel of what he learned in connection to a run on Wonder Woman. And that's why I bring this up. All right, because it's shown that memories can actually be shared throughout the multiverse. That would even include, what about this supposed, who we're meant to call John Samuel Kent, but might not actually be the John Samuel Kent we're looking for. The current
both Damon and John can work together, but there got to be certain things that Damon Wayne would pick up on that don't fit with John original character.
Yeah.
Why hadn't anyone done it from the very beginning? After Johnny Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I feel something. Why are white kids save them? That's not that I'm banging them up. We're white kids right there. They can help out to save John when it's abomination. But they went to multiverse. Kind of. Sort of. They're traveling the dark multiverse because of BS logic. But why would save at his children? Great, it's going to go Donovan hand with a long story. It's a BS story, but don't ask. But neither, that's why he's the Flash again. And the Jedi Flash story, it's pure genius. It's a great story. It's only a good DC book. Read Robin, read Flash, read Action Comics. All these books are fantastic. Like she went from Earth 3 and she was the child and he's saving. I've been saying that for years. And I've been double down on that story until I make it happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. The current Tim Drake could even attempt to try to manipulate Damian Wayne that he is the real deal. Right, this would also be good to sort of like bring an interaction between these two separate Tim Drakes. Or one is like the real Tim Drake that loves Stephanie over Bernard, and this is the Tim Drake that loves Bernard over Stephanie.
The current Tim Drake can even attempt to try to manipulate Damian Wayne that he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of like the evil Tim Drake from the
Urban Legends. Yeah, the one from the Urban Legends.
That too, and but Superman Jamal.
Yeah. So by the same token, both Damian Wayne and John Samuel Kent have both experienced the multiverse together, which is true. That happened in, as you brought up earlier, Planet of the Capes. So there could be there could also be certain things that Damian Wayne would pick up on that don't fit with this, or that don't fit with this particular John's character, which and a more clever writer than I, or Tom Taylor, or Brian Michael Bendis could then bring the original John Samuel Kent back, and DC Comics could still have its cake and eat it too by exposing the Bendis Taylor John Kent as a multiverse version who stole the identity
of younger John S. Kent, made it that Peter Demond started the story that bring them back with Damian Wayne and Clark Kent.
Yeah,
I'm your boy. I was here for years. I want that story. The hypercube. Oh, I have to get the story. Damn it! Why? The hypercube was our last chance.
Yeah.
Wait, right. But you told me the hypercube is magic, so it cannot be destroyed.
Yep. That is correct, and I did share that on the Superman and Robin story, or the Super Sons reunion story, and that's something that stood out to me because some people ignore little things even like that in the title. So who knows? Maybe the hypercube could also be used to help bring John Samuel Kent back. Hey, it might even know where he is.
Yeah.
Like it could show up again in the story. Like it could be made to believe that it was destroyed, but in reality, it wasn't destroyed. So moving on towards the end, the LGBT community would still have a John Kent of their community, but from another multiverse. Pink Kryptonite is his addiction. So this could work like so, but he is hooked on pink Kryptonite and can even smell it coming from Jay Nakamura's hair. So he's also drawn towards Jay because of it, which in turn compels him to to fall in love with that character.
Yo, Jay Nakamura, whose hair pink Kryptonite in disguise.
Then this then released DC Comics of treating its present characters like slaves of X, Y, and Z brand to appeal to, while still keeping the young, innocent John Kent intact, to which he can be brought back and revisited, getting money from those original and now alienated Super Sons readers again. Tell me what you think. And moving to the original article, actually, which is here. As you can see here, I've got a few more changes, something that you don't normally, something that you don't see in it. And yes, like I said, yeah,
Yeah.
if this had have gone out on the article, it would upset. But I also use this, so there are some slight changes between this one and the other one. I do like that they sort of fix things up in regards to sort of like using the multiverse Tim Drake to try to manipulate Damian Wayne to think this John is the real one. And
Yep.
I where I didn't really put it really clear. And here we've got just some of the things that I share in it. Everything else is pretty much the same here. Then we bring in our favorite Super Sons.
Kryptonite Dixon.
Yep. And I think, yeah, even Chevier agreed with it too. So that was really good. So we'll get back to StreamYard. We'll stop that. So thanks for joining me today, Tevier, with this, as we also got to speak on this topic. And of course, this is something that does piss us both off, to be blunt about it.
It's more English, Parkland.
So, if it's one thing that I think does get a bit overused, and I gotta say it because I think it's easier to use the multiverse.
It's only option
yeah, like use the multiverse instead of like making him a clone from a multiverse. No. Clones have been overused.
Clone would be more confusing because one, where does clone come from? Two, how does this clone got even the Mr. Argyle bullshit?
Right.
Three, why would you on Earth 3? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I feel the clone thing is getting a bit out of hand. And even if you look at one of the latest things, even in the Robin run, we also learned that Respawn is somewhat a clone that is mixed between Talia and Deathstroke's DNA.
Yep.
But also from a womb, which was actually connected to somewhat a clone of Damian. So
which clone? Is it the Grant Morrison clone? I forget his name.
You mean Heretic?
Yeah, Heretic, because he reappeared in Teen Titans Adam Glass book. Don't ask. It made no sense. Even when that book kind of made it confusing.
Yeah, the Robbie Thompson, Adam Glass one. Yes, that was horrid. It was not needed. I was really hoping of seeing like another character connected to Damien's past, but not that one. And
how did he come out to life? His hair was chopped off. Oh, yeah, that is paint. But that doesn't make any sense. There's no way to bring someone back from the dead with his head chopped off. It was so stupid.
Yes, because in the Batman Incorporated, he was killed by Batman.
They killed by Talia. Batman didn't kill him. Talia had to kill him.
Yeah, that's right. It was Talia.
Yeah.
That did it. Because one of the things that she was upset about is that Damian was actually killed.
Yeah, that wasn't actually... Okay, that was the order. But I think the order was more to kill Batman and then made Batman hurt.
Yeah. And that you could certainly did piss off the Batman.
Yeah, it did. And he went to war.
Really. Yeah, like, damn, you took his own son from him.
Yep.
And, yeah.
And then he went for the 5 Days of Grief in all the Batman books. Which, honestly, out of all the Robin Raccoon books, the one given out there with Batman and Robin, because that was a sad, sad story. I do my Tamasi. It was a silent issue. It was when Tamasi just get the script, I think, but there was no dialogue.
Yeah.
But it was such a great silent story.
Yes. The Requiem.
Requiem. The Tim Drake Requiem book was bad. Let's go read it. The Requiem Batman Love. No, and Batman and Tim Drake Robin. It was a bad story.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like I screwed over again for crap. And
Now,
Kelly introduced that story, but they did no Kelly.
yeah.
What
So,
the way anybody even do this giant shooter? I don't think they look on it to be babysit Damon Wayne. Since when? Yeah, that's not so I never get answered.
yeah.
Weird.
So, I think one thing with using the multiverse, like some people do forget the little things like that was brought up about the memories sort of like being shared within the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think there should be a name Drake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's in Bendis' Young Justice book.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is why I make mention to it, because that was actually something I heard on one of Comic Boom's videos when he was reviewing Wonder Woman, because I know how much he likes Wonder Woman. Yep. And I forget who had written it at the time, but one thing that the character had discovered is that people actually share memories like throughout the multiverse. Like it could be seen in dream form or whatever else. So in that, it could actually work for if the character is from another multiverse, but they have had these dreams that connect to this real John Samuel Kent, but their experience is completely different from his. All right. So in that, it would actually work to advantage. And in that, it can also make it a little bit harder, say, for example, for Damian Wayne to maybe like have a look, okay, is there anything different about this John that doesn't make this character John? Is this character the legit John who he says he is, or is he a fraud?
Yeah, fake. Imposter.
Now, things that are left open in the Bendis run. Right. So this is where it really leaves it open that the Bendis, the Jor-El, for example, might not even be the Jor-El.
He's a fraud. He's Mr. Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Oz. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Even the Jor-El, like, you can certainly see that this Jor-El is not quite the same one from the Jor-El from the Oz Effect. And yet they so easily went off with him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So who's not to say that there might have been some manipulation also in regards to the ship that he was using to interact with the family?
Yeah.
All right. So that
and
leaves...
this not the Jor-El who redeemed himself in the Oz Effect. This was a fake imposter.
Yeah. So we've got a possible Jor-El that isn't the Jor-El that wasn't seen in the Oz Effect.
Yeah.
We also have things that are happening with Lois Lane. Now, I've also heard that what Bendis did with Lois Lane was terrible. And you know what? There are actually some things that do in somewhat fall in fair point and relevance of what has been said about Lois Lane, of how she's sort of like acting around John and also her actions around Superman.
Yep.
Like, is it possible that the Lois that returned also might not be the real Lois?
Wait, we're gonna look at this order and not be able to banned on Sun and Space is a fake?
Yeah, so that could be a possibility that's open too. So it could open up to maybe two characters that might need to be found in the universe. So first we'll find where the boy is. Then we'll find where Lois is.
Yeah.
Unless they want to do it the other way around. First, he goes to find the real Lois, and then we go to find the real John. And it doesn't matter what order that they're found in. Like if the real John Samuel Kent was found first,
Yeah, I think
you are going
first,
to
Wayne
see.
was later.
Yeah, you are going to see a lot of happy Super Sons readers, including myself. I'm sure even Tevier would rejoice at it.
Yep, I'll be so many out there and know them all.
Yeah. And it would also make sense as to why some of the relationships sparked off so quickly in, say, for example, the Bendis Action Comics and Superman run, as well as how things sparked quickly with the Legion of Superheroes. Of what happened there and the relationship between him and Satin Girl. Because this is not our John Samuel Kent.
Yeah. Our John is not an idiot or moron who's doing a complete asshole who's being a villain.
Yeah.
They're not a villain. All of a sudden, a villain. If they make him not a villain, if they make him a complete something who's more stupider, that would have found out the comic book. Because I do not. This woman being it's so forced.
Yeah. And with that, it then gives the writer as well as the reader time to learn and understand where not only this Lois came from, but also where this John came from in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Right? Because we do see in one time. Now, who's not to say that this story that's being told, for example, might actually be the story of this John of this other multiverse, right? Who's not to say it's his story of how he ended up in Earth 3. And what are the odds of this Jor-El of getting things right in regards to this black hole or whatever to which he lost John in, or this supposed John in? We don't know how perfect he is at his science. All right, so for all we know, who's not to say that this Jor-El might actually be from the Dark Multiverse?
Wasn't that guy even more confusing? Wait.
Like, understanding how DC Comics has recently given us a bit of an understanding in relation to the Omniverse.
I hate the Omniverse. It's a stupid concept that's going nowhere.
No, it's Flashpoint Beyond, isn't it? Issue 0. I want the end of it if I can find it.
Yeah, I think it's Far From Beyond, the new book from Jeff Johns.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah.
Right, and it gives a really good basic understanding of the divine continuum. That's what they're calling it, the divine continuum. Ah, there it is. Okay, I'll open this in a new tab. Not that one, that one. All right. All right. And this is where we see the divine continuum. All right, and in it we get a understanding of what the metaverse is, what the multiverse is, the dark multiverse. And this is where it shows how things consist or operate in the universe. All right, so in this, I think it would work to its advantage of like taking something from the dark multiverse. It could be from one of their particular Earths, like it could be an Earth that has not even been mentioned yet, to which these characters could exist from. Like, one thing that Brian Michael Bendis also could have done too, he didn't have to use Earth 3. Like, even though it could have been believed to be Earth 3, who's not to say that the coordinates might have gotten it wrong and we might have gotten it from a dark multiverse Earth 3.
Yeah, the Divine Continuum. I heard about that.
Yeah, and this is where things could really work to advantage. Like, you've got the main Earth, which is the prime Earth, which is seen as the metaverse. We've got the multiverse. We've got the dark multiverse, of course, the sphere of the gods. We've also got the hypertime, limbo, and vanishing point. And it's really nice to see how this addressed it. Like, it was nice and simple.
And this is the only way to get back. John came back to normal. This is the last.
So who isn't to say that this particular John Kent might actually be from the dark multiverse version of Earth 3. Or another Earth, it might have mirrored itself from 3, but turned up in the multiverse, or the dark multiverse, and when he goes to get him back, he gets back the wrong one. Now, by this time, we remember that in the story, it said that Lois Lane had left early.
Yeah.
So, who's not to say that this Lois Lane might also come from this dark multiverse?
And the John Kent we have now, it's from John Wood as well, from the Spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
which would make sense because this junk is not junk. This junk ain't acting like a villain and acting like Jaden Rose. Also, Infinite made him a complete moron.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's to read the Dark Crisis, which is coming out very soon because
Yep.
at the objectively that's the Dark Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadow One, that's the Dark Crisis as well.
Yep. And it would also make sense, more clearer sense, to the actions that were seen in Future State around this particular Superboy's character. To this so-called John Samuel Kent's character. It's from a dark multiverse. It's somewhat one that has still survived. Because one thing that wasn't somewhat destroyed in Death Metal was the complete dark multiverse. Like, they know of the dark multiverse existing. We know of some of the things that have happened in the dark multiverse world, of what's been shared to us. So therefore, it gives us opportunity to bring back the original characters. All right. I might stop sharing that. I just needed it to find the picture. Well, must admit, it has been a really nice live stream, and a big thanks to everyone who made it and also contributed in the comment section.
Yep.
And if you happen to watch this live stream afterwards, please share a comment of some of your thoughts and ideas. Definitely check out the articles. About the only thing I might need to sort of fix up, unless you're able to see the chat text, you should be able to see the article on, what is it? The Bendis Boy on Wannabe Writer. So definitely check out his channel. Definitely enjoyed what he had to say.
Yep.
So until then, let's keep it colorful. Have yourself an awesome day. Oh, and stay tuned for what will be coming out next week on the channel. And I'm sure Tevye's got some stuff on his channel that you want the audience to know about. So today, a Super Sons review went up on this channel.
And also my review Last Ronin finally went out.
Yep, so next week, actually tomorrow, I've got one on Demon Days, which is connected to Peach Momoko, then the latest comic trade or the comic haul with trades and whatever. I've got a couple of things from the vault, so I hope you definitely enjoy that. Of course, I've got a comic review coming out as well, an indie comic review. I'm not going to say what it is. In fact, I've got lots of indie comic reviews coming out next week. Another DC comic review related to Shadow War Alpha, so you'll get to hear my thoughts on that. Then finally, Aquaman Issue 2. My goodness, I'm quite surprised what happened to a certain character in that. And next week after that, I've got another surprise of something else coming out. And I hope you really look forward to that. Now, I know normally around this week as well, I do sort of like every third episode in relation to the Wayne Family Adventures, but I might give it one more week before I actually do that. So we'll be left with 4 episodes to cover next week with the Wayne Family Adventures.
Yep.
So instead of doing normally 3 chapters, it's going to be 4. So, and it's sort of like just to help make up from what happened last time in its own way. Where last time I actually got to cover around what was it? I think 8 chapters. So covering another 4. Not only that, I've got some things somewhat planned to do on the weekend, and I'd like to try to do that again, just to spend some time away from YouTube and Twitter, of course, and just enjoy some time catching up with some friends who I plan on seeing in the city. And I count some of those friends or acquaintances connected to the comic store that I go to. So after sort of like paying for my comics, I'll be collecting them in the city sometime on the weekend, so I can prepare to get the next comic haul video up. What's this? I would like to take a break for superhero comics.
They are even worse and worse.
Yes.
Honestly, I just said my brain. Do you want to check out good at the comic? I look at my last running. I viewed that issue on my channel finally. That took a long time to upload. But that issue 5, perfection. It's a great banana to that story. And holy shit, it ended with a bang.
No, that's good to hear. All right. So what have you got coming on your channel this upcoming week?
As I said, I beat streaming this last running today. Right before I got into our stream, I finally beat that book. So you can check that my view. I mean, story. It's a great story. If you go team Ninja Turtles, you love the characters. Read Last Ronin. It's like Dawn of Returns, but done better. Oh, you go to Animal Game? Yeah, I'll try to stream Animal Game as I can when I get the chance. Hopefully I'll try to stream at the Seafood. I mean, it's so big other than that.
I'm looking forward to when the Seafood game comes out in
May.
In May. So that'll be really good. I hope they don't forget to do the Xbox version of it, because I believe they did want to do that, and I would love to get it for the Xbox, as well as getting the PS4 one. But I'd still like to get the Xbox one, just to know how the controls slightly different between them. Yes, it means extra money going towards the creators. So what? But what I've seen of the game, I really like the look of it, and I reckon I would really enjoy it. Yes, there's always the Tales of Arise you could buy in the stream. And it's nice to see you here, Michael Brent, and I'm glad you were able to make it, along with anyone else who is still presently here, whether it's Sliverclaw, Lord, Comic Boom. I think he might have just come and gone. But it's really nice to have you all here. I hope you have a wonderful and awesome day. And let's keep it colorful. Oh, hold on. Another one by Michael Brent. Well, I already have a Nintendo Switch Lite, so I don't need any more pencils. Lord. Have a good day, everyone, and bye.
Lord.
Yeah, take care, Lord. All right. Well, must be time to finish off. is there anything else that you'd like to share, Tevier, or are you done?
Yeah, you can follow me usually Terry Smoker, my page on Twitter. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Terry Smoker, which I know I've not been shooting on Twitter and on YouTube because I'm so busy. But I'll be hopefully streaming on Sonic Generation. I'll stream that game. Oh yeah, you make Congo? Yeah, here's the thing about that. I can't stream on Switch. Believe me, I tried. I didn't want to change it period. So yeah, I'll be being Kirby Lane today. Well, tomorrow, Mobile says, because that's the game I've been so really trying to 100% complete that game. Which again, that's impossible because it's so annoying. But other than that, I am intrigued what's gonna happen in May. Doctor Wonder Madness comes out, so I'll be reading that movie when it comes out.
Yep.
Are you supposed to be reading that? But who knows? Other than that,
Yep, and as I shared earlier, I am presently working on a Super Sons Fortress of Attitude project at the moment.
yeah, I'll probably be trying Super Sons.
Yep, so I can't reveal any big details about it right now, but it is something that I've got planned, which I will put up on the channel. And I really hope you enjoy it when it finally comes out. Stay tuned for updates. Whether it's through YouTube or through Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter. So I've got something a little bit planned there.
Yeah. Wait. There was Super Saiyan anime movie. Yes, that is happening. Hopefully.
Actually, you know what? Maybe when we get closer to its release date, that might be actually the good time to put the video out that I've got planned.
Yeah, I'll probably do it when we get first look.
Yeah,
That's the thing I'll be covering a lot. I'll be covering that thing at the note the wall.
Yeah, but
that's the story where doesn't mess it up.
Yep. So
that's going to what it happened. I'm scared for it. I don't want my movie canceled.
I do believe the Super Sons animated movie is still a go. With that, there's been no further news on it.
Yeah.
Apart from how we know the story is going to be done. Which is going to be CG like. Again, I don't think that's the best decision, but it's what they've chosen to go with.
Yeah. CG can be 50-50.
Yeah, so
providing as long as they do great and they don't mess it up or go cheap, hoping you'll have to do a meeting. I hope. I've been begging to an anime for years. It did a last chance. If they mess this up, you're gonna see a WAM video.
Yep. Well, then also
I'm going positive on this one.
Yeah, then also be wise to bring Peter J. Tomasi on board.
Yep. And Jorge Mendes and Patrick Gleason.
Yep. They'd be stupid not to. Because without them,
Tomasi wrote the Devil Superman anime movie. He wrote that story. I have. Superman with the Mania, I love that show. Like, they're in the Bizarre War stuff, perfection. Kind of went in garbage. I do like that movie. Well, it was fun. I'm doing a little content in that How to Miss a Movie. It's interesting.
Well, another thing as well for the channel, I am slowly preparing to get another anime review prepared to go up on the channel. I'm just not too sure what way I'll go about it yet. I might end up using StreamYard this time around, but it will be sort of like a private one just to cover the review. And I'll do my best to keep the review at a reasonable length, unless I decide to go back and use Restream. The one I'll probably end up reviewing, or the episodes that I'll end up reviewing, will probably be Shaman King. Just sort of like the first 12 that I haven't caught up with for a while. And then after that, after those 12, moving towards whatever's left to the last episode. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that off, or finishing those off, because I really need to finish those off. And it's nice to finally get back to watching some anime again so I can review it. And then not long after that, I'll probably be moving on to some Boruto. So catch up with some Boruto. Not all of it, but some of it. Maybe try to get a review up for that done similar to my Reborn review. Even though it's got X amount of bloody episodes.
Yeah.
In other words, a lot of episodes that I got to catch up with in relation to the series. Then eventually, one thing I do want to try to get on the channel is a review on the Vinland Saga series. Now, I've read the manga. I love the manga. It's absolutely incredible. It's considered a seinen, even though it's still manga and somewhat considered shonen by some readers, but it is what it is to whoever enjoys it. And that is something else I'd also like to get a review up on the channel about. And I know it's going to be a little while until that happens, but it will also give me a little bit more to share on the channel too. But I just don't know when it will be scheduled to be released on the channel, and when it will go up on the channel. So that is just an area out of my control. But until I get to that point, I'm just working on Shaman King right now. So finishing off, let's keep it colorful. Have yourself an awesome day, and we'll see you all next time. And a big, huge thanks to everyone who made it to the live stream, including
Comic Room, Michael Brent.
Comic Room, Michael Brent, Lord, Wannabe Rider, Sliverclaw. Thank you all so much, and have yourself an awesome day. What's that? That ending is effing ending. I won't spoil it. Oh, is that the ending of Shaman King? And thanks for Michael Brent for not spoiling it from me. Big respect to you.
Yeah.